organization has decided to go in a different direction. Is that what we're talking about here? So,
Well, this is pretty much exactly what
thank you for your
Lexi and
service,
Ka
but
told you already. So the
yeah,
question,
yeah,
they just want to take
yeah.
action on this, and they're hoping for you to give the thumb feather up on the, as you go down to this thingy of yours, so they can get started.
Right.
And this journalist is kind of like their insider, their agent, their courier of information. So this is an expected green light, please, request.
Well, again, I'm going to look at my new comrade here,
Yeah, who's talking
and
all this other weird stuff and making sense too. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, now we'll look at you and say, "What? You understand what is happening? There's going to be a shakeup. We can do it now, or we can wait."
but now is good, right? I mean, I have to
Now
go.
seems hasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maybe the gentleman should accompany us.
It's not a bad idea.
The journalist looks a little shocked and is kind of like, no.
You
But
are a journalist. So, like me, you are collecting information. Aren't you interested
excuse me,
collecting
miss.
information at the
Right.
source?
Excuse me, miss. I'm talking to the honorable captain, chief director about something here. So the point is, Renee, this is a bit of a role coming.
Yeah.
So you go ahead and either role play what you want or roll first, whichever way you want is fine.
Sure. Let me look at my things here.
Because basically, they're going to go kill a bunch of people up top if you're not,
Yeah. I'm going to use. What can I use?
And Helma, you're certainly free to roll on anything you would like to, considering.
I'm going to use the maybe my clout a little bit, my broad-shouldered Avix warrior trait.
All right then.
And just be like, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't push.
Ooh.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, you are in charge here. So, but on the other hand, this person is quite eager, as is everybody else. So therefore, we'll put it in the middle with 2 dice from me.
Okay.
Sorry, Jerry. I was planning on doing something awful to you, but this got interesting.
I want to see. I want a breath of awfulness to happen to everyone.
Oh, okay.
It could. All right, I got 4 dice.
That's it?
Great.
Okay.
Well, I have the 2 for my trait, and then you said I got 2 more.
But do you want to do the pool too?
Could do the pool. I do have.
Oh, and remember, everybody, we have 1 more pool
That's
dice.
right. Everybody gets
maybe
plus 1
one
pool
more
dice.
for last time if you didn't count them.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'll use 1 for my pool.
Right. So whatever you just started with, add 1 to it, just for your starting total.
Okay. All right. So that'll give me 6 then.
Ooh.
Let's see what happens.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did you throw your weight and they throw it back?
I guess so. They're like, the tide's already turning. Yeah. Man, I wish I was playing an actual D6 game because
I know,
lots of 6s and 5s and 4s.
Mm-hmm. Well,
this game, not good.
So what I do is that, speaking as the journalist, who I see as kind of this, I mean, come on, parrot-like.
Right.
And so this journalist is carefully, saying okay, and taking what you say, right? As a matter of fact, not defying you at all. In fact, kind of cowed by your broad-shoulderedness. Okay, right, but has interpreted it very much as you're wasting my time. Hop to it. Okay, okay, yeah, okay. And of course, the precise wrong directive is sent up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
there we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Too much nuance.
I like it.
So anyway, I guess Kixicole, did you want to? I mean, there's no way you could either of you cannot tell what the journalist is actually going to say, right? That's not evident
Right.
to you.
Right.
So it seems as though you made your point right there and then. Unless, of course, Kixicole, you want to treat. Remember, if I say something declarative like that, you can say like, "Wait a minute, I do too figure it out," and roll for it. That's cool too. However,
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
one thing that Helma brought up earlier in dialogue, we didn't actually get much chance to talk about it, is especially in a game like this, claiming your role when you want to. I mean, in other words, the GM doesn't have the dictatorship ability of saying, well, you don't get that role. You can't do that. If it's doable, you may be the one to call it that you want to do it, and I just might not be smart enough to grasp that you're angling toward a roll right now, at which point you're like, okay, shut up, Ron. We were about to roll. And I'm like, oh, okay. Right. That's cool. So
I think I think I have an idea. Because I have this connects information instinctively.
I was wondering, yeah, it's kind
but
of
I was
figuring that
kind
out
of-
after all, right?
I realized this putting the crits into the text and not in the table is not working for me, just for the record.
Mhm.
I don't find things when I need them.
Okay.
But now I found it, and I gather I may grasp what he is going to do, and in that case, I may try to get him, I don't know, forced with us.
Yeah.
Because
Good.
I really don't like which direction that's going. It seems overly hasty. It reminds me of the way security people handle their problems, and it's giving me kind of bad vibes because I have all this historical knowledge, and these things don't play out well in the end. Rarely.
Go with your instincts.
So I'm going to try and stop him. And he pissed me off.
Yeah.
So basically, feathers up,
Yeah.
bright red.
Okay,
So
go for it.
he may know what's coming his way.
Oh, I think so. And in this case, in an interest of not really sure whether there's like a big I think it's a 2 dice. This one is, let's just pop it right in the middle. I can't see any reason to go up or down on that one. So
That's fine.
judging
I
the
pull
1,
in
2, 3 is
two
actually a
from
lot
my pool.
easier than it might look. Almost everything's a 2.
Yeah. I pull in 2 from my pool. Let's see if I lose them.
Oh no!
No matter how many, but I have 3 ones.
Oh, okay.
No.
There we go. So good. Renee, I'm sorry to say those 2 pool dice are gone.
Yes.
So Helma,
I'm
would you like to?
taking a dice.
Okay, you're taking a
I'm
die. Very
tired
good.
in my brain to come up with something really original and
Okay.
fun.
Well, that's the monologue is for when you feel it, so that makes sense. So, yes, you do succeed, and if I understand you correctly, what you do is you basically prevent. Okay, I'm going to say this. You correct me if you don't like it. Before you send any such signal, you're getting more data, you're getting more information and more judgment from Hibu after this trip. And did you want them to come along? That seemed implied, right? So therefore the miserably he interprets this as, well, I guess he's the official stenographer for Hibu. So I'll have to make up a name for this fellow. This is going to be Klekteklek.
Okay.
Klekteklek. Grabbing from my handy names list here. So poor Klekteklek has been commandeered into the mission and somewhat miserably you know. But from now on, they're gonna follow Hibu around and like write down everything, kind of like, pass the butter, pass the butter. So
Power of a good admin.
yeah. Okay, Jerry. Sorry.
I'm
Go ahead.
also assuming that OMAC is with them as well.
Well, I've been thinking about this. This is one of those cases where OMAC actually has gone on before them to try to coordinate things with the services below, which is actually kind of important because the directive through communications that they received is that this place has to be safe and that known rabble rousers should be
Right.
disciplined. And so on a fine day, as preparations at the great big walk up, or it's actually called the walk up, right? Because you can't fly. Right in the center of town, if you look at the map of Freetown, right in the middle, there's that circular set of structures. The inside of it is raised and is a big, wide, flat, paved circle, rough, approximate circle. And up there is basically a big no violence zone. So whatever grievance you may have, whatever problems or whatever, they don't happen up there. And that's one thing that everybody in Freetown takes very seriously. That's sort of a big no blood, no foul zone. And a lot of business gets conducted there and a lot of interactions occur there. But the ring around it is hardcore commerce, the exchange of goods at all times in every way.
Their access to the upper spire from that central core?
No, the access to the upper spire is in the bottom part. Those big gates that are marked C, those go into the tower.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And there are probably openings in the tower that are up way high that you can actually see from below, but there's no way you could have access to them.
Okay.
This is a no-fly zone in terms of vehicles. A flying vehicle in Freetown is shot down, and that doesn't happen because people don't want to be shot down, and the people in the tower are good shots. So,
right. Okay.
So it's just a given. There's no air traffic above Freetown.
Okay.
So the market and commerce area around the walk up is probably one of the places where you would go actively to interact with people and make your influence known. Most of the other sections of Freetown are actually kind of boring. Residents, work, loading shit, It's this little ring there around the walk up is exciting.
Right.
And also, imagine up in the tower, the brilliance and the sophistication and the administrative, complexity and the glory, the specios, all the different avixes way up there in the tower and all their different like wings and feathers and stuff like that, is one thing. Down here, it's just the same, except that they are, well, for lack of a better word, more barter town. I don't know what the Avix equivalents of walking around in a jockstrap and a mouth mask are, but you can see that sort of thing here, right?
Right.
So
it's a little cruder and ruder down here.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And the more eclectic. So stereotype, but right.
I like it.
Yeah, well, bored youths up high in the tower imitate that stuff.
Right. And we laugh at them.
Right.
So,
And so the other thing too is that the buildings in Freetown in general, the openings to them are set up off of ground level. So you don't walk into the buildings.
right.
You have to hop up onto the rim of the entrance and then hop down.
Can we add in something else?
Yeah.
That the reason it's built like that is because of all of the periodic flooding that happens down here.
Right. Well,
And so,
not only
like-
that, but in my opinion, Avix think that walking through a door like that is kind of vulgar. Why would anybody do that? It's obvious
Right.
that you want to hop up and hop down. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Right. But yes, the
Yeah.
periodic flooding could easily play a role in this as
Yeah.
well. And not being able
Just
to
to
fly
add-
over the periodic flood is a real pain in the ass. Right?
Well, yeah.
So,
I'm just thinking
yeah.
of like, it's just damp, kind of like grimy.
Mhm.
I imagine this place like Detroit. It's like
Wow.
where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of industry, but it's all like run down, gray, brown, and what is it? Overcast with suffering and
Wow, you are brutal.
Wow.
I was thinking a lot of it was just plain old work-a-day kind of ordinary, but sure, a fair amount of it can be as you describe. And as long as you're going that way, let's add a couple of like fiery flares that go up occasionally across the cityscape
right.
once in a while, right?
Exactly.
Right, here and there.